You know, how important is this trip just as far as you guys figuring out how to play better on the road? Because that seems to, as good as you've been at home, playing on the road seems to have been an issue.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's important to be a good road team, and I don't think we're a bad road team. It just, we had a tough trip, and I think to start off a trip is huge. So tomorrow night in St. Louis, especially how the way the game went on Saturday against them, they're going to be coming for us, and it's gonna set the tone for the trip. And I hope we can be ready to respond and be ready to go tomorrow.
What do you think? I mean, both in Buffalo, on the island, and I mean, even in Toronto, Talbot played so well that game. Why haven't you guys been able to dictate the pace as good as you have been at home?
I don't have a good answer for you. I think we've at times dictated. We've just given up a lot, and the last 2 days we've been working on it, working on our structure, working on our tracking. So I hope that we can implement that and not give up as many grade A opportunities.
Todd talked the other night after the game about, is this team closer to the team that was the first half of the St. Louis game or the second half of the St. Louis game? What are some of the things that you need to build on to be that team from the second half of that game?
What do we need to do to build on?
Yeah. What do you need to continue that was working well that second half of the game?
Well, I mean, we were skating, and we pinched our D, we covered, and we kept pressure. When we pinch our D and we don't cover, we're giving up 2-on-1s, and it's going the other way, and that's been a big problem for us. So I think when we get our D down and we're able to cover for the D, let them be aggressive, it keeps teams on their heels. I think at times we've let teams be on their toes and then build confidence and continue to be on their toes, and it snowballs. So I like how we got right to it, and we figured it out mid-game. It didn't take us 2 practices to figure it out. We came back, and the most important thing is we found a way to win, and that's big for our hockey team.
Todd, any thoughts on why this team seems to have been so much better at home than on the road so far? I mean, even the game you guys won in Toronto, it was Talbot.
Thought about it a lot. I don't know if there's a real pattern to the games. And again, I don't know what the root cause is for it yet. I don't think we've figured that out. We haven't played enough, in my opinion, on the road yet. Sometimes the other team is just better. They were in Toronto, and the goaltender bailed us out. The Buffalo game, when I went back and watched it again, there were moments where we had some good opportunities. So that was a little more even. The Islander game, I guess it was, it really got away on us. We couldn't reel it back in. So we haven't played near our capabilities yet on the road. I can't tell you why yet.
And just how much more importance is there on the game tomorrow, given the Blues, I'm sure, are going to be wanting to answer for what happened at home Saturday?
Well, teams are going to always want to answer. The way you pose that, you could say, boy, Red Wings are going to be pissed off when they get back from New York, and they just got drilled by the Islanders, so get ready. Well, that wasn't the case. I don't think we can think of it or build it that way. Odds are they're going to want to be real hungry. They play tonight. It's not like it's a back-to-back series, but I'm not too worried about what they're thinking about or how they're going to approach the game. I'm a little more concerned about our group and making sure they're ready to play.
I recognize you have 2 games before Friday, but I might write about Gibson returning to Anaheim. So do you think you'll play Talbot in LA and Gibson?
Yes, I do. And now that can change.
Of
but,
course.
We're getting a little ahead of ourselves.
That's
that's what we would do.
In light of, this is his first new organization, you're sorting out some stuff in front of both goalies. Just how's John's adjustment been?
Well, when you look at his overall presentation to his teammates, to his coaching staff, to the people that are around here, maybe even to the media, I think it's been really good. It seemed seamless. I think his family's enjoying the new community. His kids are having a great time. So there's that part of life with a new team. Then there's adjusting to coaching staff system, goalie coach, and I think that's going okay. Then there's the part of playing the games and getting involved in practice. Drills are different. Coaches go at different paces or different tempos, so he's adjusting to that. I think if we compare the Islander game and the St. Louis game, okay, they're similar in a lot of ways. It just they didn't get to 5. Like I don't know when the last 5-goal deficit has been erased, but 4 happens every now and then. 3, you got a chance, 2, pretty good opportunity, and 1, it's anybody's game. He did a real good job the other day of at 4-0, making some 10-bell saves to keep us in the game. And like I said yesterday, I don't finger him for any of the 4 goals. So yeah, his numbers don't look like he's been playing well, but other than the opening night, he's been pretty solid.
Todd, just it's early in the season still, but just you've shown some resilience. The Montreal opener, the last losing streak against St. Louis. How important is resilience, and what have you learned about your team so far from how they've responded?
Well, I think, Carlos, the resilience thing is huge. There's just too many games throughout the year that if you don't have bounce back, if you don't have water off your back and respond attitude, it can really start to pile up. And I still think we're developing those skills. I don't think we're where we need to be. Training camp this year, we talked about wanting to be harder physically. That's all over the rink. It's not necessarily banging guys through the boards, it's face-offs, net front, all that type of stuff. But also between the ears, being a lot harder there mentally. And we've seen really good responses. We've seen some where it got away on us. When it will really value it is when it's purely coming from the group instead of maybe the coaching staff. But until that happens, we're prepared to push them, and we'll continue to do that. But I think it's starting. You can feel it. It's starting to come. The guys are doing a good job. But the handoff has to happen at some point. When it does, then we'll really be where we need to be.
Todd, any concern with Bronsek Nugor as far as how he's playing or anything?
Well, Brance we're talking about the youngest guy on our team. He had a significant impact in exhibition season. The NHL starts, and some of the superstars are still trying to find their game. The goaltenders are trying to find their way. And you get to around the 9 or 10 game mark, and that's what the real NHL is. And that's where we're at right now. So Brant's, it's getting faster for him, and he's still doing a good job in a lot of areas. Tight game, tight quarters, physical, shot still real good, longer game, a little harder for him. But if we expect him to be, like a savior, as I said, that's not what he's going to be. And the big thing with him will be his confidence. We'll try and work with him to make sure that he doesn't give any of it back, because he's earned the right to be a very confident player.
And just also, Nate Danielson, you had said before he got hurt in preseason, he looked like he could make the team. I know he just got activated. Are there any thoughts on his?
I think highly of him, based on what I saw at camp. I know the organization thinks highly of him. He missed 3.5 weeks. He was able to keep his legs moving, the upper body, so he worked hard on that. Got good reports. He's only played 3 periods of hockey, though, in the last 3.5 weeks. He might have to get his feet wet a little bit more, but I think at some point this season we'll see Danny here, and we'll get a chance to evaluate him. But right now, everything's positive with the way he's playing.
Todd, 9 games, relatively small sample size. When you come back, you will play 14. We have a better kind of handle on what this team is, or is there a number of games at the start of the season where you kind of use as a gauge to determine that?
Last year, going into the break, the All-Star World Cup, whatever it was, I remember saying we're going to find who are we. So that was February, I think it was early February. We're still trying to figure out who we are. I don't know if we can do that in 9 games or 14 games or whatever. We're still trying to figure that out, and you can see that in our play. Like, which team were we the other night? Were we the first half or the second half team? I'd like to think we're the second half team, but I can't put numbers on evaluations. What I will tell you is, you said that 9 games is a small sample size. That's 11% of our season's already gone. We've played. I don't know what it is. I think we have 80% or 75% of our games are that. Or 25%, pardon me, of our games are already gone with the within our division, and we're only 9 games in. So somewhere in that range. I don't have the perfect math, but that's how quick opportunities disappear. So small sample size, but 11% is already gone. And when we get back, we'll be at that 15-16% range, and that starts to paint a pretty good picture for you individually, your stat line, your contribution to a team as an individual. You played a fifth of the season already. Are you happy or unhappy? And are we happy or unhappy as a group? But I still don't know who we are yet.
And are you going to go back to Gibson tomorrow?
We're going to go back to Gibson tomorrow.
Todd, not one of us went into this profession for math.
Oh, well, good. So is anybody a math major?